Working with gimbals is a lot of fun. They are super useful to shoot dynamic content on the fly. There's a downside though, at least in my opinion. Rebuilding your entire camera rig to fit on top of your gimbal is pain in the butt. While before I had to unscrew a bunch of bolts and strip this entire rig down, which took me at least 15 minutes. Therefore, I kind of skipped gimbal shots on documentary shoots where time wasn't in my favor. So let's strip this entire thing down, talk about all the parts that I used, and see how we can build this thing up. This rig starts with the Pocket 6K Pro. All right, I have the regular small rig cage around it. I have an Arca Swiss plate on the bottom. The good thing about this is that the camera slides straight in. If you're ready. Yep. So slide in and then just lock it. And then you have your rig. And now I can put my rods with my V-Log in this whole system. Tie it up. Now just add the top handle with the airy locking pin to it. And maybe a follow focus and you can start shooting. That's how simple and easy this works. But the great thing about it is, if I want to transform into my gimbal setting, I just take off the top handle, loosen up the Arca Swiss plate, and then this Arca Swiss plate also works with the base plate of the DJI Ronin RS2. There we go. I can just slide it in there and tie it up. To being able to loosen this up, take it off, put it back onto this rig and tie it up and start shooting handheld is insane to me. So this is the speed locking system from SmallRig, not sure if it's called that way. And of course I can use the regular plate that your Manfrotto or Benro or whatever tripod you have supplies, but this is actually extremely fast. Take a look. So I'm just sliding it in and then I just pick it up, stick the back in and then press it down and then lock it. And there we go, it's secured. And if I want to take off the camera, I just unlock it and I can take it out. Super fast. So this way I can literally switch to my tripod setup and to my gimbal setup within a minute. And that is insane.
On to the next location, bro.
Now there's another addition to this setup. So I'd like to use the focus motors on the DJI Ronin RS2. And in order to do that, you need to use that focus motor that is supplied. And it's quite difficult with this camera because it's so clunky to mount the focus motor on the outer, like the left-hand side of the camera, because it just gets out of balance and it's not strong enough. You need to kind of find a way to put the focus motor somewhere here. That's where this little guy comes in. This is a rod mount with a 12mm adapter, also made by SmallRig. And you can just put it onto the cage right here. The great thing about this is that you can put your focus motor on there and link it to your camera, and it always works. There's never an issue that the focus motor is not close enough, which I had when I wanted to put it down here, because I had to sort of hook it up to these little holes and it just never worked. I was always just too far off from the focus wheel. So in order to get this thing on your camera is a lifesaver. Saves you a bunch of time, and it's actually really nice to have such a neat and small package to do all the work, basically. And let's be honest, messing around with your camera when you have the time is a lot of fun. So this is the focus motor, and you just stick it in there and yeah, connect it to the threads and you're good to go. Of course, this lens doesn't have a thread because I forgot my Leica lenses from my office. Sorry, but you've seen it in the intro. So this package really does everything that you want to do. Slide it on top of the gimbal, hoppa, and you're good to go, ready to shoot. Of course, you need to balance the gimbal before, but that's always something that I do in prep because that does save you a lot of time. I usually shoot on the 19mm on my gimbal. If I need to rebalance this thing, it probably takes me about a minute to adjust all these clamps. So I think this is a great setup, especially if you need to do quick turnovers and when time is just not on your side. And sometimes we need to invent a way to being able to shoot and, you know, keep it fun for ourselves. Because personally, I always get super frustrated when getting home, looking through the footage, and then just knowing that I should have gotten that gimbal shot because it's just too shaky. And this really lowers that barrier of rebuilding into your gimbal setup. Let me know what your thoughts are, and definitely let me know if you've done this rig setup. Show me something on Instagram or something, or maybe send me an email to be old school. That's it for this video. Have a great one and happy shooting. Go out there, kick some ass, and I'll see you next Monday. A lot of thumbs up. Wow. All right.